Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. And on this channel we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way, and that's something that appeals to you. You've come to the right place, and this is something Saturday where we talk about something we didn't get to talk about the rest of the week. And what is today's topic? Well, apparently Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe is now something they could be doing. So let's talk about it. So one reason that this has actually gained traction, of course, is because of Hugh Jackman being in it. And the recent interviews with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds talking about this being a road movie with the two of them. So we're going to get to see Deadpool and Wolverine essentially take a road trip. And it's been described as them killing the Marvel universe of old. So the Fox universe actually being corrected, if you will. And they're going to incorporate the Loki series into this. The next season of Loki is actually going to play a major part in this because the Kane dynasty and then you have the Secret Wars stuff is all coming up in the next phase, which is where this movie is going to be. The X-Men cannot actually be in a movie quite yet, but if you put the older versions of them in, then you are still within your legal rights to have those characters used because the actors themselves would not be getting replaced. Now, we don't know for sure that this is what they're doing, but this is the rumor that has been going around. And I think it's a plausible rumor for the very fact that we're leading into the Secret Wars and all this stuff that's going on is having to do with time travel, alternate dimensions, dimensions collapsing in on themselves. This is essentially where they've started to go in this phase. And now as this phase ends with Wakanda Forever, the next phase is going to step up that game. So I think what we're going to be seeing going forward is a lot more timey-wimey type of stuff. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of dimensions closing in on themselves. This leaves the door open. Remember, Secret Wars can have a whole bunch of characters from the past come in, a la Spider-Man No Way Home, tear things up, shut things down, really do the job well. But Deadpool 3 seems like that might do it before then. It might actually be able to use some of these X-Men that we wouldn't be able to see, that we wouldn't be able to get farther down the road because they will be recasting them. Now, that's not to say they don't come back or we don't see versions that we may not get to see in this movie. But it looks like that's what they're doing, and everybody's kind of super excited about it. It's not a bad scenario when you think about it. The comic book, if you've never read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe comics, it was pretty great. It's actually very well done, and I'm excited for this as a possibility, but doing it with him actually killing the current Marvel Universe just doesn't work. It doesn't work plausibly, it doesn't work within the realm of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but having him kill the Fox Universe, that's perfectly acceptable. Imagine all those X-Men characters that you saw in the past getting to see them one more time, and then Captain America himself, you forget, was actually first cast. The actor who plays Captain America was actually Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. There's talk of we could possibly see him in that movie as Johnny Storm, as the Human Torch once more. It could happen, and that would be okay. That would actually be pretty dope. I think it would be cool. I'm super excited for what they're talking about with this movie because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think that the idea here, from what I've heard, this movie's going to focus on them on a road trip. Now, that could very well mean something, and it could very well just be the style that they're talking about with them going on this road trip, killing the cinematic universe. And that could be a thing. I do like the concept that they're tying it into the Loki series, though. The next season of Loki is going to have a lot to do with this, and it's going to focus on bringing forth some of the stuff that's coming up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe anyway. So this is kind of a very good introduction to Deadpool within the cinematic universe. That is something that I am excited about also. I, for a long time, didn't really want him to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe if they weren't going to use him right. The idea that you have Deadpool means he's going to break the fourth wall. It means he's going to make these jokes. Jokes about how the Human Torch looks like Captain America. Jokes about the Incredible Hulk being played by different people. Things like this are very much Deadpool and She-Hulk type of jokes. Now, with Deadpool, you could go a bit more crazy because Deadpool doesn't always have to be nice. Deadpool uses a lot of bad language. And if you do anything else with him, you kind of take away from this character and you nerf the character in a way that it can't be as enjoyable for its core audience, for the people who really love the character. They were talking about doing a similar thing with Blade. You know, you can't have Blade come into the cinematic universe if you're going to nerf him in any way. That movie really does have to be rated R when it comes out. It really does have to be that horror movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And as long as they actually do this right, Deadpool and Wolverine could end up in the MCU. Now, I don't think that Hugh Jackman ends up in the MCU after this movie's over. He's talked about not wanting to play the role much anymore because he doesn't want to grow old in this role. And I get it. He's older than a lot of the actors that are in these roles right now. And for him to continue on being part of the MCU as Wolverine, eventually, if they do 10, 20 movies, he's going to be pushing 60 and, 65 or something, and he's still going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Wolverine. That's not really going to work. I think what we're looking at here is somehow at the end of this movie, Wolverine's going to exit stage left, and Deadpool is going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward. And I think that's going to be a really cool way to do it. Now, how they do it remains to be seen. I do hope that this movie goes exactly how they're saying it's going to go right now, with these surprises that could happen, with this whole thing about them putting the timeline back together, because the post-credit scenes of Deadpool 2 actually show him going into the Fox universe and killing a version of himself. So he kills a version of himself that's in the Fox universe and kind of looks at that character of Wolverine and says, yeah, just fixing something. You're welcome. Pretty much, right? So this going forward and them doing this, that could be that version of Wolverine that we're seeing. That could very well end up being what we see happen. And I think it's going to be really cool however they choose to do this movie. And I'm super excited that it's finally going into production. It's finally getting made. And it's going to be in the next phase of Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what do you think about that? I want to know what you guys think in the comments, so let me know. Okay, don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment box below and let us know what you think about any of the topics we talked about today. And then share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation too. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's free and it helps our channel. We appreciate it. And then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Miko says we need more subscribers, and you don't want to disappoint Miko. And then make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And then, friends, yes, at the end of the day, fandom is family.